guys, we got a brand new sponsor, and that is Factor. Ready-to-eat meals delivered directly to your door. You get these meals. They are specially packaged. You open it up. All you have to do is throw it in, heat it up for 2 minutes, and you are ready to eat.
Yes. Sounds like my cup of tea. I'm a chef. When it comes to
Joe is terrible at preparing food. This is the perfect service. Perfect service for us guys. There's over 35 meals to choose from per week, and you don't have to get locked into certain things. You've got it's on a rotation, so it's always something new for you to try. There's the pork chop. Really into pork chop.
Protein.
There's tons of other options on there, including Gourmet Plus. You can get stuff like Surf and Turf.
Yeah, absolutely.
And really delicious steaks. So we are so excited to work with Factor and get our meals made for us. I know we always ask Alex to do it, but there's some times where Alex is not here.
I don't live with these guys.
He don't live with us. So we need a way to get these delicious chef-prepared meals. So guys, right now we get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders using our link down below. So click that link in the description or scan this cool little QR code right here with your phone, and it'll get you signed up. And for every Factor meal that we do, it directly contributes to the Angry Joe Show. So it supports what you love. It really enriches you with great nutrients and delicious food. I think you guys are going to love it. Thank you so much, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Check it out. Hey, welcome to the spoiler section. There is so much nonsensical shit in this movie.
Yes.
We just watched it. It is a fucking miracle if we get any of these because it is a fucking mess. Guys, so let me just get straight to the money shot. Kroll is at the beginning.
No,
Kroll is the movie. That's right. No. What was your joke, Joe? I want none of that. I want none of that.
I want none of it.
We were supposed to say, I think this sets up a no movie.
And I don't want none of it.
I don't want none of that. God damn it, we messed it up. We're driving back. We're laughing about it so much. Now it sounds dumb. Anyways.
That's dumb fun.
On the symbiote planet, they betrayed him. They trapped him. He's their leader or whatever. And they imprisoned him. And he needs a fucking codex.
The codex.
Needs a Warhammer 40,000 codex to get out. Okay? And it is so contrived and dumb. What is the codex? Oh, it's going to be this crazy thing. But no, the codex is only a thing where if a symbiote has merged with its host and has died before, then that creates a codex. Why? Because Tom Hardy and Venom have technically died.
Would that make one codex or multiple codex?
Right. Are there multiple
that could have happened
codexes?
earlier or before.
Right. These symbiotes have gone across the galaxy. Apparently there's 6 of them on Earth, maybe more on Earth, and you're telling me not a single fucking one ever combined with anybody and died?
Yeah, well, and then also the bad guys wouldn't try to kill any of them because if anything happens to Venom, he's trapped there literally forever. They need the other symbiotes alive because they're backup codexes. The whole premise of the movie doesn't make any sense.
So then Kroll, I guess it's Kroll that creates these portals, or is it the Doctor Strange portals that pulls everybody back into their universes? There's 2 interpretations, but let's assume it's Kroll that sends them out, my minions, go into the galaxy and brings me the codex.
Stay still.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we get robbed of Tom Hardy in the MCU because at the beginning of the film, he's in the MCU. And you're like, cool. Maybe he'll go to New York. Maybe he'll meet up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Nope, he ain't doing any of that. He's just at one bar, and the bar guy goes, hey, this guy Thanos blipped us out.
This purple guy, like
this purple
he
guy.
Liked rocks.
Oh, he's not allowed to say the name because they don't have the rights to the name. And he's like, what? He didn't believe him at first, but he doesn't want to be rude to the guy, so he's like, and then all of a sudden he gets fucking pulled out. So it's like, that was fucking pointless. It was fucking pointless for him to go. Now, we think previously we remember in another MCU film, the Doctor Strange thing, when everybody went into their multiverses, there was a little piece. So By the end of this film, maybe we'll understand that piece can create a new Brock, find a new Eddie Brock, create a new Tom Hardy Venom, and we can finally have Venom in the MCU.
Topher Grace.
And I hope, or Topher Grace, whatever, not Topher Grace.
I don't do that. I don't want Topher Grace. He wants Topher Grace.
What's wrong with you, Joe? Anyways,
we're getting stupid.
We are
Sony's
so
already
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah, and then so I guess an asteroid falls down or something. It's in the spider. The spider makes it to Earth, and just so happens to go to Earth, I guess. And obviously, our hero is, walking around using his
making
powers.
margaritas. Ha, so funny.
Yeah, he makes margaritas.
He sings tequila.
Really amped up, action scene that it's like, this is dumb.
Yes.
And he's like spilling stuff everywhere.
Singing tequila.
Cringy.
It looked like a Bloody Mary, too.
So he got pulled into his own universe with the same Hispanic dude, only this time he has longer hair, and it's the Sonyverse. The shitverse.
Well, it actually the bar was shittier, the world was darker, like everything looked worse.
Literally
as soon as we went
shittier.
back to the Sonyverse, it's like, hey, this is accurate. The Sonyverse is terrible.
It smells real bad in this universe. So we were like, ugh. So you're immediately deflated.
Yeah.
Dumb shit happens. Eventually, he wants to get on a plane to go to New York. And we're like, whoa, are we going to get some Spider-Man? Like, what is this? Why New York of all places? Doesn't get to New York.
He wants to blackmail a judge.
That's why. That's so stupid. It's just like randomly written in there. Okay, fine. And
To clear his name.
He's flying on the plane on the outside of the plane. And that's a long-ass flight. You ain't going to survive that. But okay, fine. He's got superpowers. Mm-hmm. Anyways, the spider jumps up on there, and Venom's like, oh, shit. He immediately realizes that Null is after him and sending these spider aliens after him. So he suits, because if he's in full suit, the codex appears. If he's not in full suit, there's no codex. So that dumb contrivance is there.
But he could come out just enough to have conversations.
Just enough to have conversations and do various weapons and do parachutes, because he has to fall off the plane. He has the stupid parachute. And then we get some banter back and forth between the boys. I like the banter between Tom Hardy and himself as Venom, right? It's great. But it just, God. Long story short, there's a secret military organization that has been going around and literally capturing every single symbiote that has made landfall. And apparently there's been 6 or 8 of them, and none of them have been a problem. Just 6 soldiers are able to do it.
Yeah, this is an Area 51, but this is only level 1 secret organization, because there actually is a super secret.
They're decommissioning Area 51, blowing stuff up on a fucking, Wild West set, it looks like.
They set up this stupid thing where they put a truck, and there are these 2 balls filled with super acid.
For no reason.
I think it says hyper acid on it, and then the guy... The guy has to scan his eyeballs. The general. You need the general to decommission everything. So the general has to scan his eyeballs to make the super acid come out and melt the truck. And then, they look at you like, this is going to be important. And then,
this is so dumb.
Spoilers, it's going to be important.
Who fucking wrote this? So a military base is decommissioning their equipment by pouring acid in an open area, just pouring acid. It's so stupid.
It's good for the environment.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It's spraying everywhere. Okay.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a 2-hour-long video.
Yes.
Okay. So then we do that stupid part. Then they go underground. But before that, we get introduced to a scientist lady who is disabled in one arm. She doesn't move her arm, and you're like, what's going on? And as she's driving, she's thinking, or she goes back or has bad dreams or whatever, and we have this scene where she was I don't know, on the beach with her brother or some stupid dark area with her brother, and he's like, oh, storms, when you
hear the thunder, get your ass inside.
When you hear the thunder, get under, or some stupid
go inside,
saying.
go home or something.
And so they start running, and lightning for no reason is hitting all around them, and it hits her, but because she's holding hands with her brother, it kills her brother.
Gets half.
And it goes down her arm, and that's the arm that's disabled. So her brother dies to lightning.
And that's it.
That's it.
Why?
Then we move on.
That's it.
Moving on.
Moving on. Wait,
what? Yeah.
Okay. So she's got trauma from that, and she goes to the base. Never mentioned again.
But it's not paid off. There's no lightning storm. Like nothing.
The
happens.
payoff is the dumbest payoff
It
ever
is.
because at the end
The
she looks at
little
her hand and it's
bottle.
like, whoa, wait, that's kind of like lightning. Anyways, and so they go to Area 55 because they're underground. Ooh, what happened to Area 52? 53, 54? Ooh, maybe we'll find out in another film.
I hope not.
No, Area 55 sucks. And they have all these Venom's symbiotes down there captured in their manifested form with a host, but they have one guy, Mulligan. They completely waste this guy's character. I don't know about you, but this guy's acting was real bad. It was like weird to watch. And his voice, his talking, his mannerisms flies towards the thing, and he's green, and I'm over here thinking, man, we're gonna get something cool like anti-Venom or something,
did in the first one.
and white and black or something. But no, it is so stupid. He turns into a green Venom-looking thing with, I don't know, like a snake body, and the scientist is like, wow, so beautiful. That is a really bad CGI effect. That's not beautiful.
Yeah, and he's just here for exposition dump.
dumps.
Meanwhile, another researcher,
I don't know. It doesn't say her name.
doesn't even say. Some other
Clark, whatever. That's her
Sadie
real
Christmas.
name.
Is that Clark
Christmas.
Macco? Sadie
Yeah.
Christmas. She's just like one of the people working in Area 55, and she has a
The general's
Christmas
just being
tree.
a dick, just to be a dick.
The general's like, why are you wearing the Christmas tree? It's only July. I hate that.
There's also a whole scene of her taking off her shoes
like,
and putting her shoes away.
I told you, General. My mom made this.
It's Christmas in July. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is going, and that's it. That's the scene.
Yeah, and she's actually the most important character in the entire movie. It doesn't happen
Right.
without her.
And they never characterize her. I guess she's supposed to be seen. Her looks make her look like, oh, maybe she's sympathetic to the symbiotes. But they never flesh that out and really earn it.
So they don't. She doesn't even have a name in IMDb. So that's how important this lady is.
Yeah, well,
like
Christmas-
character,
wiki,
like
it's Sadie Christmas / Lasher.
Christmas.
yeah, yeah, it's great. That's how important her character is. Like we don't know her name. It doesn't fucking matter.
Patrick Mulligan was Toxin. No, he was. That's terrible. No, he wasn't.
He was Toxin
That's
at
not
it was Toxin at the end of 2, but then Toxin died, right?
I don't fucking
See,
remember.
here's a weird thing too, because I put in cast and they put the bartender as Eddie Brock.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, don't look at that. This doesn't
this
matter.
is something
Moving on.
different. Okay.
Yeah,
after they talk about Christmas or her name, they move on after that. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're done with her. And then we go back to Brock.
by the way, they spent a lot of time with these people.
Yeah.
Same thing with the general. The general's like, I'm just, but he's like relatively level-headed, right? I shouldn't do that because that's what he turns in later. Relatively level-headed. He's in charge of this stuff. He loses 2 soldiers and he goes fucking psycho. He loses 2 nameless soldiers. The least they could have done is had a scene where they're endearing and anyways. Go ahead.
He couldn't really tell that Brock killed him.
No, he couldn't. And then they also
It's impossible.
They also
How would he have known that Brock shot the one
there's no way.
they're also
Not accidentally.
fighting a
Underwater,
new
yeah.
intergalactic monster that comes to Earth at the exact same time. But he gets really upset, and so when they find Eddie again, the general opens up his secret laptop and he phones the international secret shadow organization, and you can tell that they are.
Oh, that's right.
And
I
so
forgot about the shadow organization.
There's a
what the fuck?
and you know it's a shadow organization because the dude is a shadow from the back, and he's got all of the TV screens in front of him. He's like, I want permission to use Project, Juventus, and he's like, you have. It's granted, and then it's never
mentioned.
It's
again.
never mentioned. He doesn't
I
use
want
it.
full access to Lazarus.
Imperial,
Lucius.
Yeah, he never uses anything. It's just like he just runs around with like a normal M4. I don't know where this was supposed to be going.
I guess we'll get that in future films.
No,
they
we
set
won't.
up the
He's
dumbest shit. They set up the dumbest shit.
Yeah. The general-
No, but the guy will come out from the shadows.
Oh.
I'm taking over the general.
Oh, he's gonna
And who the fuck are you?
Anyways, fucking dumb shit happens.
He meets the family right after this, and he's wandering through the desert after telling.
Okay, wait.
The most annoying
before,
scene-
though, when like he's going down this waterfall, and Venom's like, "Oh no, I gotta save you because I didn't want you to die." But like everyone jumped in the water, and like 7 people jumped in the waterfall. They all lived. There was no threat. It was fucking stupid.
Oh, right. Yeah, I want to save you from the big fall, but the other military people went in the fall and everybody survived, so you didn't need to do
they
that.
have waterfall training.
But he does that because they fell from the plane and they were walking in the desert, and then he re-engages, and the fucking symbiote spider sees it from 500 miles away, comes screaming, instant teleportation to get there. They fight. The military people are shooting. The military people show up in a fucking helicopter swinging. You saw
That's
the trailer
stupid,
shot
too.
to take over Venom, to just get to separate Venom from his symbiote. They temporarily separate them. Brock is in the water with the soldiers. The symbiote's in the water. The symbiote jumps from fish to other fish to bad
frog.
CGI effect to another bad to a frog. And then he's like, I gotta save you, Eddie, because you're falling down the waterfall, which leads to the monster getting even closer. And then the military guys are firing fucking pistols and rifles at it the whole movie.
10
It's like, that's not
soldiers
going to
died.
work.
The general's like, "You killed one of my soldiers." It's like,
You killed one of my
but
soldiers.
they
But
killed the
thing
entire
killed 9 other
squad.
people, and you're pissed
You
at
mad at me?
And honestly, it kind of felt like just 3 of them died in that scene, and he was like so mad over that he completely loses his shit. And you're like, great, we have the stupid
yeah.
trophy
I want
general
complete
out of control.
Yeah.
So dumb. It's like,
This whole movie just gets dumber and dumber the more we go
it's
on.
like a fucking parody of bad Sony movies.
Yeah.
And we're making it sound a lot
It's fucking
better
dumb.
than it is.
Yeah, after this, he takes off and he finds the hippie family
Yeah.
enjoying the breakfast.
So
He's like, "Hey,
they
can
have
I get a ride?"
annoying they sing Major
Major Tom.
and I am
Ground
so
control.
tired of these old school songs that they
I
slow
love
down
these songs,
in the trailer.
but just not here.
Nah, it's bad. And now, as it gets nighttime, he has a scene where the kid wakes up. The kid's showing him some kindness, gives him some chocolate. He's saying, you know, my dad loves aliens. He wants to see an alien, but I don't want to see an alien. I think they're scary. And Eddie consoles him. I'm like, this is good.
That's good stuff,
And
yeah.
Venom is talking to him. He's like, you're a good guy, you know, Eddie. And, you know, look. And then he looks at the family, and then he remembers he has that girlfriend and all that he fucked up, that relationship or whatever. We never get to any payoff there. Never get to see that. And I guess Venom feels sorry for him, and Eddie feels sorry for himself. And that's it. And then we move on to...
They drop him off in Vegas because
Drop him off in Vegas because they're randomly going to Vegas.
And we completely forgot the best joke, the running joke: shoes.
Oh,
Shoes.
Yeah.
He keeps losing
so
his
he gets his
shoes.
Crocs. First he has shoes. He loses his shoes. He gets boots. Then he loses his boots, and then he gets Crocs. Then he loses his Crocs, and then this
hippie
tuxedo
gives him-
guy, when he goes to Vegas, this guy is out drunk in front of a casino pissing, which would never happen because it's literally right in front of the lobby where they already have security keeping Tom Hardy out because his shirt is sweaty in Vegas,
And he has
and
this
Hawaiian
terrible
attire.
shoes.
And his shoes are terrible. Whatever. And so he goes over to the tuxedo guy, and the tuxedo guy is like, "Hey, man," he's friendly, but he's pissing on his feet.
His feet. Yeah.
And so Venom knocks him
Bitch
aside
slaps
and
him.
bitch slaps and takes his tuxedo. And that's when you get the trailer shot. Whoa, we look good. And I'm like, I don't know if Tom Hardy's looking that good anymore, but okay.
Yeah,
And he goes in there.
He's looking good, smelling like piss and terrible stuff.
And then he's like, I won Sexiest Man in the Year in the past. And I guess he's referring to maybe Tom Hardy actually did win
I think
Sexiest
so.
Man
Yeah.
of the Year. Anyways, goes in there and he just starts gambling. And it's so awkward. It's a stupid pressing the button 1,000 times. It's not funny. And then he randomly looks to his left and we run into Mrs. Chen. Oh my God.
I've
And
been
I was just so
waiting.
annoyed at this point. Everybody's going, shut up.
she's been winning so
Dance with
much,
me.
and then they gave her a free penthouse. He's like, all right, go get cleaned up. Let's go. Say,
They had
hey,
to
let's
find a way
dance
to
with
put
me.
her in here, and I don't even know if Mrs. Chen was this bubbly and this happy. She was kind of like, she didn't even care that Venom like revealed itself. She's like stoic, and that's what Miss Chen is to me. And yeah, she's more friendly with you once you get to know her, but she is a complete ditz bubble. You know, like all the life of the film is Miss Chen, who's in it for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And then they put on Dancing Queen, and they just do the whole song. And it is awkward.
I
real
get it.
bad.
It's supposed to be funny, whatever, but what the fuck?
But it's not funny.
It's not. Well, that's what they're going for. But, like, he was hanging onto a fucking airplane, and Venom's like, hey, I can't do this because they're after me. And this is, like,
Yeah.
earth-ending shit.
I
Hey,
will
I'm
only
gonna
reveal
dance.
myself to save you from
I'm
a
gonna
waterfall.
fucking dance, though.
But I'm going to reveal myself because I can't help myself because ABBA.
I like ABBA.
Yeah, me too, but not enough to end the world.
So he turns into Venom to dance, and of course
The spider shows
fucking
up.
spider shows up simultaneously with the military people, who just so happen to already be on their way. This is just, what is this? You could just
They
see the
tracked
writers'
him on the
room.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same
following-
CC, the same camera in Mexico as well. It's like, how is it exactly the same stock footage of a camera? It's like, oh, okay, it's a Sony movie.
So then all the soldiers grab him while he's in his tuxedo, but then they don't let him get his shoes. And he's like, no, my shoes.
They tase him, and he gets knocked out, but he wakes up just long enough to say, oh, no,
my shoes.
my shoes. It was a very funny joke. Everyone laughed.
No.
Yeah.
You mean left? eh?
Yeah, everyone laughed.
Yeah, and then soldiers, fight the fucking sentient spider who can't tell because he can stop merging, and so he's chasing a target, and it's the same target, and then the thing disappears, but the alien doesn't know that the thing that was carrying it, and then it just immediately goes to the soldiers and starts killing everybody else.
I believe
They're
it.
lucky the thing is so stupid.
Superman puts on his glasses. People don't know.
Yeah.
Shut up, Joe.
I just don't know what's the point? Like, let's say that he stays in Venom form. What is that monster going to do? They need to bring him back alive to the planet.
I assume. So the one cool thing about the monster design, because I don't like the monster, I don't like the other symbiotes, I like Venom, don't like any of this. But one cool thing is the monster, when they grab the military dudes, he puts a dude in the mouth.
It's a wood chipper.
It's like
Yes.
a wood chipper from the top, armor piece. It just, wood chipper. It's really, that's cool. I was like, and then
Yeah.
I saw blood. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
Now there's
interesting.
blood. What? Okay. And at one point, it chops some dude's like half off, and they don't really show it, but they show it more than the beginning of the film, which I guess they had to censor for the trailer, and they didn't even have an R-rated version or a PG-13 version or a blood version like we saw in the rest of the film. So I don't know what was happening there. Bloodless and stupid at the beginning when he bites off the. We completely forgot about that scene. Which he was in Mexico or some
Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, and he runs into, they're like, we got to make it to New York, but first I got to charge up, and he hears somebody in trouble, so he goes and he's like, lethal protector, and he goes and he saves a bunch of dogs, and it was a dog fighting ring, and I was like, good, I like this. But then it was bloodless, and I was like, oh man. And you got that stupid joke in the trailer that we already made fun of. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to where we're at, and so they take everybody to the fucking station or whatever. Area 55. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Somebody.
and then they're down there, and then we get another exposition dump where the guy who is toxic is telling him, this is how that's going to work. But Venom
There's so much exposition in lines just spoken. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is how it's coming, and Null is coming. He's going to destroy everything. You have to. Here's how you stop. He's like, how do I stop it? How do I stop it? Okay, you either kill Eddie or you kill Venom.
Yeah. But now that Eddie's there, he's been separated from Venom, who's in a protective tube. And he gets up and he's like, "Oh, buddy, hey, buddy," and he realizes that he's alone. And like those moments work for me, and I think that those are pretty good.
That's where we're given the 3 points.
That's where
those things.
Yeah, and then the Eddie needs to escape, and the general's going to.
Before we get there, one thing that is, I guess, is supposed to set this up. What was the purpose of this scene? The second researcher lady, right? She is talking with some other random researcher that we've never seen before. She goes, "When is the last time you've seen your family?" And the way she is acting in the scene is completely inappropriate to, I think, what the scene was supposed to set up. So I thought, oh shit, is she an inside agent? Does she work for another organization and she's gonna fuck shit up?
Who knows?
Is she
Moving
a villain
on.
herself?
Yeah.
When is the last time you've seen your family?
Sony doesn't. Yeah.
That's it. She asked the person that, and then I guess they tell her, and then the scene moves on.
Yeah,
like,
she had just found out that there's a good chance that the Earth's going to end if this or the universe is going to end. So maybe her mom is dead, and that's why she always wears this, and she's like trying to give this girl an opportunity.
Yeah,
but
talk to
who
her
knows?
family. Know that,
but we don't know.
It would have been great if they had set that up. So what I'm saying is, that scene need to be expanded so we understand why she does what she does in the future.
Yeah.
But they actually never show what she does in the future. So after Venom is submitted to Area 55, they almost waste no time. The general comes in. He had previously asked the shadow guy for full control. He gives it to him. And then the blonde scientist lady's like, "Stop it. You know, I'm talking with Venom and I want to research." And he's like, "No, all that shit is gone. You're fired. You're fired. Everybody's fired. Kill him."
Yeah, kill Eddie.
And then he literally is like, "I'll kill him myself." He takes the gun. And I'm like, okay, that's like the one good thing. It's like, I want this guy dead. Don't, walk off and, put him in a machine that slowly does the laser.
No.
Yeah. No, he pulls the pistol. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's fucking dead.
And he did shoot him. And I'm like, oh, shit. How are they going to do this? But then instantly that one researcher Christmas tree lady turns into the female Venom. Mm-hmm. And it's implied that when she was supposed to put Venom in containment, she just doesn't.
And then she touches Eddie, and then Eddie gets Venom, and Venom pushes the bullet out of his body, and then the movie goes on. And it's like, oh, okay.
That needed a little bit more setup for her action that completely changes the course.
Oh,
like,
treason?
If she didn't do that, the movie's over.
It's treason.
And then they have a fight scene right there, and it breaks out. But then, because he saves Eddie with a full conversion and pops the bullet out, the sentient spider alien shows up, and then the soldiers are shooting with fucking 9mm pistols and dumb shit. And then even Toxin gets involved, Patrick Mulligan, and he's like, "Run, Venom!" And he's attacking the big spider, but then he dies. He puts him in his mouth, wood chip, the green guy. But he was like, we must contain Null, he says to his fellow symbiote before he dies.
Yeah, the symbiotes got really depowered if they were able to, enslave their creator, and then
These symbiotes suck.
This one spider kills every single one but two.
Yeah, so then they're like, release the symbiotes, I guess, to get back up because the symbiotes are helping. And so then we have
people get powers.
Random people get powers. What are some of the ones that tell us about them?
The security guard.
Yeah. He's about to die, and because he got one scene before of "Welcome to the Station 55," he gets to turn into a muscle one, right?
Yeah, we got that one. We got Christmas.
Christmas lady gets one. And
there was two that turned into one.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't know who those people were.
Yeah. And then, and they're all generic, and they all suck, and they're all
this
attacking.
is like what I said whenever it felt like Shazam 2, when she's like, with tasty rainbows and all this. It's just so
dumb
cringy
shit.
and all this.
It's really cringy.
Like, what is
like
this?
Everybody gets a Venom.
They need
their
moment, but it's like, okay, who are those? We never established.
We also
these
completely
characters.
missed the horse moment, but it's stupid. He's walking in the desert, and he's like, how fast can we make that thing go? Oh, fuck! And it's just really bad CGI. I was really cringy.
I think we talked about that in the trailer.
It was cringy. Yeah. All right. So we have the battle scene, and this is when I said where you're getting the 3 points. Eddie Brock, a few emotional moments because you set him up in 2 other films, and then the last 20 minutes where it's a battle. But it's like the smallest battle ever. It's like one spider versus 8 symbiotes. They can't even handle them. 6 symbiotes or whatever.
8v1, but the very final thing is Venom himself fighting 5 spiders at the same time with no problem and able to contain them. And so it's just
Doesn't make sense.
I just
because it's written this way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If the symbiotes were doing a better job earlier, then it'd be one thing. But I think that the final fight is bad because it finishes in such an unsatisfying. Like they don't overcome anything. Venom just decides he's gonna win against 5 things.
So once the alien alerts all the other aliens, and that's when Null detects it and sends the rest of his minions after him, and slowly more and more are coming, and they're like, man, we can't even handle 1. Here's 2. And it's like, okay, so you're ramping that up. That's kind of cool, but it's just the payoff's not there. And you have 6, and then Eddie looks back and he sees a fucking motorcycle. So he takes a motorcycle and he does X-Men, Wolverine.
But we got it on
bullshit.
the ante. We have a family in danger.
Yeah, the hippies are here.
I wanted to talk about that. So the hippies show up to Area 51, and there is no security. They go right up to Area 51's gate. The fucking father says, everybody in, and let's trespass on government property where you're shot on fucking sight 500 miles before the base. But for some reason, the fence is 6 inches from the base.
Everyone left already. They already packed. And
And they just leave behind all this military equipment that still works. Cool.
They were going to acidify that.
They're leaving in 2 days.
And then they're running around this base looking for aliens. And I'm like, what is this?
They can't even find a person there.
This is like a completely different movie. We are the Millers or just some weird, generic weirdo shit that doesn't make sense. And then the father's like, oh, we could get a better view from there. So they go to a security tower. Okay. There's nobody at the security tower. And then they watch the whole battle play out. And then they get put in danger because everybody breaks out of Area 55. And the battle is in Area 51, the decommissioned movie set of Area 51.
And the kid's like, who said he was afraid of aliens, see all these aliens, and now he's terrified for life.
Scared. But Venom Brock goes over there like, Brock, you're an alien? And then the kid is like, what? And then Venom comes up. And he's like got all these teeth. He's the worst looking one of all of them. And he's like, hello. And the kid's like, hello. Like, it's like, oh my God. And they have a moment. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Moment not deserved.
And he protects the family. And then they continue to fight. And it is, again, the worst fight sequence. As General's fucking pissed off this whole time, wants to kill Brock. But now that he sees the symbiotes helping, he does have a turn of heart, and he tries to work with them. And
they all die, though.
And they all die, and one helicopter shows up, and Eddie gets the idea. I'm going to use this motorcycle. I'm going to form up, and I can make them chase me, and we'll bring them to one spot. So they bring them to one spot where apparently the military had piled up all of its ammunition. We're just going to put all of our ammunition in one spot when we're decommissioning the base.
Do you not remember the ending of Madam Web?
And they left this ammunition. This is valuable
Madam
stuff.
Web.
You know how much expensive
all, like,
ammunition
fireworks and everything. We're not going to go out with the big bang.
Sony does this all the time.
Exactly.
So they go out with the big bang.
Surprised no one got hit with a rocket. I can't see.
He brings them to the ammunition pile. They all crawl on the ammunition pile. Here comes the helicopter, Gatling guns. The ammunition pile blows up, and they think they won. But the things start to reconstitute, and they're like, oh. And I'm like, oh.
Just said the helicopter takes out the helicopter.
Yeah, and so what do they end up doing? Eddie, more and more spiders are coming in. Eddie is in a crashed helicopter, and Venom realizes, and he's looking out the window. He's like, we're screwed, and he wants to save Eddie, and so he's going to sacrifice himself to save Eddie. He decouples with Eddie, and he melds with half of the spiders.
All of them.
All of the
5.
spiders.
Every spider.
All 5. I counted.
That makes no sense because he was never strong enough to even handle 1. All of a sudden, he's strong enough to contain 7.
Well, yeah, all of the other symbiotes at this point are dead. Every single one. Christmas tree one, all of them have died. They all got wood chippered. So Venom is the only one left. And he just decides that he is strong enough to fight all 5 spiders simultaneously.
Oh, we forgot the tree lady. And the stupidest moment happens when she gets her symbiote. The symbiote comes out of her Christmas tree and turns into the colors of her mom's Christmas tree pendant.
It was very sweet.
That she wears.
I loved it.
And does she die? She gets wood chipper?
She gets saved.
She doesn't die.
Her symbiote
dies, yeah.
Her symbiote
Because then she
dies.
gets saved again later.
Yeah, she gets saved.
Right, because the blonde scientist lady, at some point in the movie, she has a purple symbiote and she puts it in her pocket. Is like all these people are dying around
aliens.
her, and she doesn't decide to, do the same thing everybody else is doing, or she forgets about it in her pocket. I don't know. Everybody needs to fight. She doesn't fight. And so while this is happening, he merges with all those, and he's like, pour the acid on me. And
he's looking at the general. He's like,
General. And the general's who's also hurt. Oh, that's previously how the general and the researcher lady got out of it. The scientist lady cracked hers, turned into a purple symbiote that is lightning fast. And then when she's running with her researcher, it flashes back to the time she was running with her brother and got struck by lightning. Only this time she's going to do something about it, and she turns into a lightning symbiote. And she saves the general and the research lady.
Just the research lady.
Just the
General's
research
dead.
lady.
The general is dead at this point.
And then they all are in one spot, and they're kind of laying there, and the general's looking, and the symbiote, Venom nods at him, and the general nods, and then he does the acid.
He gets up, he presses his thumb.
Because only the general can pour acid.
Venom goes under the acid. He has to do it 3 times, multiple times. He asks the general to do it again. Hey, I need more acid, and it does more acid. And then Venom has to do it himself to get even more acid.
So he didn't even need the general at all in the first place.
Right.
He could contain all 5 of them and pull the acid on himself.
So that awkward
and then
scene of him nodding at the
he gets the door, puts it on Brock. I was like, that door would have fucking melted.
Melissa gets the door and moves people out of the way.
The truck was liquid.
I mean, I guess he probably could have lifted the general and moved him out of the way, but he leaves the general there who gets acid poured on him.
Yeah.
Because the general had to, Joe, take his little pocket grenade.
It was not a pocket. That's a mini nuke.
It's this big.
It was a mini nuke.
And he presses it, and it turns into a nuclear explosion. Because that's the way it's written.
It would have been better if it was a dud.
God damn. So at least there's a lot of CGI and explosions and dumb action shit at the end for your money. But for me, when I'm not invested in the characters, when I don't give a shit about any of these side characters and if they're in danger or not, when I don't even like the villain, and I just thought it was all stupid.
Yeah. It was.
I didn't like it at all.
But some people are gonna love it. Oh, I forgot one mention. There was a Humvee does circles around the ammunition, shooting it. And cool. Other stuff. Okay, and now what happens?
The funniest part of the whole movie. Seriously, the only time I heard everyone in the theater, not me, but other people.
Didn't do it.
So
Joe fucking laughed at this part.
This is so fucking stupid.
The monster, finally, when the Humvee's going around, the monster is fighting Eddie, and then all out of nowhere, we're like, how's he gonna get out of this? Because you see its wood chipper mouth start to go, and thank God.
I'm ashamed
Melvin
of
or what's his fucking name?
Oh yeah,
Martin. Martin shows up, the hippie guy. So he got his family to safety, and they were probably going to leave, but instead he
got the bazooka.
He runs back and he shoots his
Moon.
Yeah, he shoots him with the
bazooka. He shoots him, and then he's like, and then the alien dies, but the alien's looking at him with one eye and a mangled face, and he goes, "Sorry." And then he walks off, and Joe laughed, and I'm like,
I'm ashamed.
I'm gonna kill you.
The people behind us were laughing too. So
I'm ashamed of it. All right. I was like,
sorry.
It was more like, God, this is so fucking stupid.
It was so stupid. So he apologizes to the alien, and then he shot.
And it just puts itself back together, so it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
Okay, then Venom symbiote makes a sacrifice, saves Eddie. Eddie wakes up in a hospital talking to Venom. Venom's not there, man. It's a sad moment, and honestly, I felt a little bit of emotion when Venom was saying we're lethal protectors, right? And he's looking at Eddie, and he's dying, and Eddie's looking at him, and it's like, oh man, these two bros. One bro saved his other bro, and they ruined it.
Yes,
I didn't have those feelings because they telegraphed at the very beginning of this movie. The very first time you see the General, he captures some of the Venom symbiote. And so they're like, oh, Venom's going to destroy himself. And it's like, you think of like, what's the dumbest thing, like the lowest thing that Sony's going to do? They're going to act like Venom dies, and at the very end, with this little vial of Venom, they're going to bring him back. And
except for they forgot to show that.
Yeah.
So for no reason, Eddie leaves a coin behind with some of his symbiote. It's dumb. There's no reason to leave such
Sometimes
a
you
valuable
just goo
piece
everywhere.
of yourself, and you leave your goo behind.
Yep.
He's never done it before, but he left his goo there. I guess he did leave some goo in the MCU too. But okay, fine. So. But he puts that in, and we never see that vial again. And I thought, okay, we'll see the vial later. Maybe that vial does match a broken half of a vial, but you don't remember what the vial looked like because he went like that the first time you saw the vial.
it was also filled with like electricity.
And then at the very end, there's a vial that sparks electricity, and a cockroach crawls, and you're like, oh, it's going to get the cockroach or something. But you don't see the symbiote. You don't see anything. It's just a cockroach in a broken vial.
Yeah, and the bartender walking out.
But I guess they've implied that the broken vial is empty, so the symbiote is left. But they don't show. You have to show it or do something. But that was the final teaser we jumped to. Instead, he's in the hospital. He's talking to Venom. Venom's not there. A general's like, if you say anything about anything, we'll kill you, or we'll put you in a hole and enjoy your life. And he was like, oh man.
He goes back to New York.
Yeah. Then this is the part that was kind of weird. They start playing this sappy song. Then they go through old footage of them like band together.
Right, yeah.
Like
clip show.
Yeah,
the clip show.
like baking cake and putting like frosting on their nose and stuff. I was like, what is this? What is this?
It was super awkward.
Yes. I could have done without that. I was like, look, I get it.
I like the emotion, but yeah, it was super cheesy. I was like, man, this film is just so over. Just jumping the shark everywhere, using every tactic in the book, and it was just like cotton candy garbage. It was really bad. Anyways, what happens? He goes to New York?
He goes to New York. He's like, I'll remember you, buddy. After the whole montage.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget you, because he said, don't forget me.
And Venom says bye, but it's that kind of bye that the kooky Martin, or no, whatever, Martin Moon said, that he's like, I like to say goodbye, but it's for now. You know, so it was like a goodbye for now.
Yeah.
So there's a small hope.
There's a weird connection, too, with the whole, I forgot what it was called. The little thing in this van.
So the Codex is destroyed because Venom is destroyed, and so then and all of the sentient spiders are destroyed, and Krull goes, no! And then the first end credit scene is Krull going, I'll do something. I forgot what it was.
He's gonna get out or something.
I'm gonna do something.
But now that all of his things are dead and all of the symbiotes are now dead.
But you needed the fucking Codex to get out of prison. The Codex has still not come, so you're not getting off that planet. Something's going to happen where he has to get another Codex to get off the planet first. But he's like, I'm gonna come after you myself or something once I find a Codex.
Yeah, that's the ending was. It's like, oh, my plan A failed. Now time for plan B. That's the scene.
Yeah.
That's the scene.
But he sent the monsters to kill all the symbiotes, which is the only thing that can get him out. And it's like, maybe we shouldn't have wood chipped the only way out of your prison, because now...
Does he have any more sentient spiders left?
Oh, you assume that he probably does, but he doesn't have any symbiotes, and like symbiotes are the only way out.
But we still got the lightning with Dr. Payne.
I guess there's symbiotes
You didn't
on
know
different
that?
planets.
Well, we have Dr. Payne. Well,
And apparently Null has the powers of multi-dimensional, but we don't see that. We don't know that. That's only from comic stuff that, you know, people know. I don't know, man. This is real bad. Then at the very end, like I said, the bar guy... Turns out the bar guy was under arrest at Area 51. They kind of just forgot about him. He comes out being, oh my God, and he just walks off. That's all with the bar guy. And then you see the cockroach, which they made a comment about. Cockroaches could survive anything. And
it's very funny.
A broken vial.
It was very funny.
with lightning.
Lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
This was like, I don't think it was a Venom one because there was no lightning.
I
don't
think
know.
it's not lightning. I think it was just a broken vial. It was a malfunctioning, showing you that whatever either broke the vial and got out, or because of all the explosions and chaos, the vial cracked itself and whatever was in it got out.
It's got to be
Venom. They needed to show a black symbiote. That's what they needed to do. Maybe the black symbiote going right on the cockroach, but then it cuts before it does, or something like that.
Yeah, we do a 2,000-year thing with like we did in
But
Sauron
it's
and
probably
Rings of Power, where he just goes
Sony
like
probably learned their lesson from previous when they're trying to tease the Tom Holland thing, and that never fucking went anywhere. Went into the universe, then got kicked out of the universe. Never even met Tom Holland. Never even went to go look for Spider-Man or anything. It was fucking stupid. So I guess they were like, we could do it in a way where if we never do another Venom, you know, then it makes sense, and because there's no symbiote there. But then it also makes sense the other way because the symbiote left before the camera showed the scene. Now, the only symbiote left of Venom is left in the MCU if we have that right. If that scene happened, there was like a symbiote.
Or if Kevin
crawling
Feige's like, I didn't give you permission. No, absolutely not. You get out of my universe.
And no, he should be like, all of you get away from my universe, except for Tom Hardy. You can stay.
You remedial fucks. You sit in your sadness corner and you sell me Spider-Man.
But isn't that crazy?
Be Spider-Man.
that the only way we would like it is if Sony lost another one of their characters to Disney and Marvel.
Yeah.
They'll never let it happen.
And they don't need to. I mean, you started the whole review off, and it will never happen. Venom 1 made $800 million. Venom 2 made $500 million, and that was a horrible movie. This is probably going to make money.
So the budget on this is $120.
It'll probably make $3.
It's just diminishing returns, and I think now Sony is so desperate that they will be forced to do a crossover with Spider-Man. Maybe now we'll get it. Nope, they're going to do a Noel movie, and Noel is going to do things, and then they'll tease that maybe Tom Hardy coming back, and they'll fuck around for a while longer and just never fucking do it, and maybe they'll get
but we still need
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man somehow. I don't fucking know.
I can't even say with the straight face. We still need Madam Web too.
Yeah, that's not happening.
What do you mean?
This is the longest spoiler section ever, so I'm probably going to cut this into
like
2 videos
Black
so that we
Cat.
have a quick review.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one was bad. So, Joe, what's worse? Rank them. Madam Web 2, Joker 2, or fucking
God.
Venom The Last Dance?
Madam Web is the worst one.
Yeah.
Then
There's
this
not even
one,
a satisfying battle at the
then
end.
this
Tom
one,
Hardy is in it. So
That's
it
bad.
automatically
First one
has
is
to
Joker.
be better.
Joker 2's first, and then by descending order,
Joker 2,
Last Dance.
Last Dance, Madam Web. Same thing?
No, I think that I'd rather watch this again before Joker 2.
Yeah, I can see those two.
But Madam Web is at the bottom. Yeah, it's definitely the bottom. Yeah.
It's the bottom.
It's at the bottom. I think Joker 2 is
Give
only
me
like,
some Pepsi. I can't see. A rocket went into my eye.
bad special effect to grab everyone you want.
Here, hold this Pepsi can.
Yeah.
Let's get Sydney Sweeney and do nothing with her and cover her up.
I wanted to. I want it.
I want a Madam Web too.
That and Morbius.
Yes.
Got a
yes.
really bad
A crossover.
a really bad
Well, they
Venom,
Spider-Man costume.
Venom, Morbius.
Well, they want to do a Sinister Six. They do want to have all of these bad characters get together.
It doesn't seem like they're teasing Sinister Six. At one point, they're like, "Release the 6," and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And it was just 6
Yeah.
military guys.
Well, because we had like Morbius meet up with Vulture at the end of his movie. Like they want to do bad guy
I think
team
they're
up.
not. I think even they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with that one.
But they're still
'cause
making
that's an
movies.
MCU.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But
Yeah.
they're making movies.
I don't know if Kraven. Do you think Kraven will tie in? Let's make the prediction. Do you think
Yes.
Kraven will show any tie-in to any of the other movies, Morbius or Venom?
I think so. Yes. Because
I think they're
Sony
like,
is so
no.
desperate.
Yeah, they are.
They want to make stuff connect. It's like, well, this connects to this. You got to see this. It's like, no, don't see any of his movies.
I'm
So he's
gonna
gonna go to
say-
the Amazon and he's gonna find a woman.
No,
who's
he's gonna go to
researching
the. He's gonna go see those dumbass Carnage ones from the Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that ties in with Madam
Don't
Web.
call those Carnage ones. Those are
What were
bad
they?
costumes.
Oh, yeah, like they
Bad
look like
costumes.
Carnage.
Yeah, they're red.
Spider
and they're
dudes.
Spider dudes.
Spider dudes.
Yeah, he's gonna
there
find
was
them.
Rhino in the new trailer. We
Yes.
saw Rhino,
Yeah.
so that's how they kind of like mess around with that world a little bit. Spider-Man villains that they have the rights to. All right, Alex, do you think Craven will tie into the
No,
Sonyverse?
if they do, it'll be real loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is going to be it. I am so fucking done with Venom, Sony Venom. Do not make another one of these. Don't do it. The only thing you're allowed to do is allow Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy's version of Venom to interact with MCU and to do the Spider-Man thing. I need Maximum Carnage or Spider-Man
Sony
versus
is gonna
Venom.
ask for a lot.
But
They're holding
I
on to him.
I am not holding out hope for that. I think they'll fuck around for decades, and Tom Holland will be tired by then, and they're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's it. And unless they're secretly planning that Spider-Man 4 is Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy's Eddie
No
and
way.
Tom Holland, I would go and watch that. But I don't know if Spider-Man 4 would make me excited to go and see it. If it's not that, and I'm so tired of Sony stringing us along with that, that I would not see a Venom 4.
Maybe it's Madam Web.
Yeah.
She shows up.
Well, they wanted to tie that in, but that movie was so bad now they have to disavow that it ever happened. Her cool glasses at the end. Joe will never see those cool glasses.
So you get this at Party City. The budget
Where did you fucking get
budget was $100 for that movie.
for them little gas station gift baskets. She got it. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was fucking hilarious. And Sonny, you are so pathetic. You make me laugh so much. Surprisingly, though, all of us think that Craven will be better.
Yeah.
And might be an actual good watch.
Rated
like
R
a dumb,
violence.
fun good watch
Yeah.
that people are going to type that this is. It's not. Anyways, thank you. See you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.